Hello and welcome to this short introductory film about Animoto. Animoto is a great web-based application that produces videos from photos, video clips and recorded sound, be it a voice recording or music recording. For me, Animoto has great learning potential, and although this introduction betrays something of a literary leaning, I think that pupils creating their own films in almost any subject brings literacy alive, be it scientific, cultural, mathematical, or indeed any other form of literacy. The point is that creating something new out of something learned is a powerful step towards deep understanding. I do hope you agree. Okay, so let's find our way to Animoto. So if we go to the Google home page, key in Animoto, and the first entry is Animoto Video Slideshow Maker with Music. We click on that and we go to the Animoto home page. Now before we explore Animoto properly, we're going to have to sign up. So if we look at the top of the screen and where it says sign up, if we just click on that, we'll be taken to the plans and pricing page. Now from here there are a variety of options that you can look at, but for the purposes of this exercise we're just going to look at two. The Lite option, which is free, and the Plus option, which is $5 a month or $30 a year. The $30 a year one is the one that I go for, and this allows you unlimited full-length videos. The free one only gives you 30 seconds video, but you're allowed to create as many as you like. But for the purposes of this, we're just going to allow Jean to try the free one. So clicking the Try Now button takes Jean to the Create an Account page. So Jean is going to key in her email address, and there it is. Then she's going to choose a password which is very memorable to her, and this is rather important. Confirm your password a second time. Then she's going to put in her first name and her second name, date of birth, 28th of the 12th, 1934, and female. Do you have a promotional referral code? I don't think Jean would have a clue what that was, so we're just going to hit the sign up button. Now once you've signed up, it's always a good idea to visit your inbox just to make sure that you've had the email welcoming you. So there it is, Animoto welcome. So Jean's going to click on that link and up will come her welcome to Animoto. We are super pumped to have you. Now before going on to create our own Animoto, I thought it might be useful to show you a couple of examples of finished products. This one here is A Case of Murder by Vernon Scannell, and I created this with a classroom at St Ninian's in East Dunbartonshire in Scotland. The pupils chose the images and decided how the images and text were going to work together, and then they also chose the music, and I think you'll agree what the resulting film is quite a powerful emotional response to the poem. For me there's really quite significant learning going on here. The way the pupils responded to Scannell's imagery and chose their own photographic images as replications of the power of the language. And then the way they interplayed the text and the image and the sound too was quite startling. This here is an example of an Animoto taken actually from the Animoto website, and it's clearly about the Deep South and Martin Luther King's struggle for freedom. And it's a really powerful example of an Animoto bringing together images and text. And I think you'll agree again that there's some really excellent learning going on in quite a powerful emotional way.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Okay, I think that's us ready to start creating our own Animoto. So if we go back to the screen that you'll see when you first sign up, and you have a screen that says you haven't created any videos yet, get started. So once we click on the get started button, we're taken to this screen here, pick a video style. Now there are a number of different options you can go for. Some of them you have to pay for with the Pro account, but the first one we are going to create is with the original Animoto screen. Okay, so from here, the Animoto original, we are going to make a 30-second video for free. So we click on that link, and finally we're brought to the screen where we're allowed to start our creation. So we've got the style that's already been chosen. In the untitled project box, we're going to give this Animoto a title, and I've chosen to make this Animoto on the William Blake poem The Sick Rose. This has been chosen partly because it is a short text, and with the free account we only have 30 seconds to play with, but I want to prove that something quite serious can be created. Now the next stage is to add pictures and video clips, but I just want to show you that there are two other screens open on my laptop at the moment. I have the text that we're going to be concentrating on as the subject of the Animoto, The Sick Rose by William Blake. And we also have open the folder of images and video clips that I've pulled together, which I think will make for quite a powerful treatment of the text. So this is important to have both of these open because we'll be flipping between the images and the text and the Animoto. So that's just for your own preparation. So that's us. We're now ready to add pictures and videos. So if we click on this button here, the following screen will appear, Add Pictures and Video. So we are going to choose from Computer, so Upload, and the folder appears with all of the images that we've already collected that we think are appropriate to the text. So what we're going to do is we're going to just bring all of these images into the Animoto at one fell swoop. So we're going to highlight them all and click Open, and there we are, all 13 images, and the one piece of film clip will all download one at a time, and it really takes quite a short space of time for it to happen, which is excellent. So once all the pictures are in place and downloaded, you might want to reorder the pictures for the purposes of the film. So it's as basic as clicking down and dragging just simply to reorder the pictures, so very straightforward. You can also zoom in on pictures just by hitting the little plus underneath the image itself, just to check whether you're happy with the picture that you've chosen. And then if you decide once you've downloaded all the pictures that one is superfluous, you just click on the picture that you want to delete and then hit the little delete bin, and you'll be prompted, are you sure you want to delete this asset? We're happy with that, and there it is, gone. Now if you want one particular image to reoccur throughout the film, then you may wish to duplicate it. So it's as simple as clicking on the image and then hitting the duplicate button, and then as before you simply drag it along to the new position. Now if you want an image to be given prominence but without duplicating it, you can give it the spotlight. So what you do is if you click down on an image that you want to be given some prominence and then you hit the spotlight, you'll notice that a golden halo appears. So that means that the film will give this particular image slightly more prominence than the other images. So we'll do the same with this one. Hit the spotlight and there's the golden halo. So that's us. We've got all the images in place. We've put them in the order that we want them to appear. We've duplicated some and we've given others the spotlight. Now we want to choose our music. Click on the Choose Music button and this screen appears. So we can choose a sound file either from our computer or from the Animoto collection, which is quite large and varied. But for the purposes of this, we're just going to upload a file from the computer. The folder opens with the file in it, and it's the storm sound effects. Double click on that, and the music sound file is now being uploaded. And after a very short space of time, we can see that our sound clip is ready and uploaded. Now all that remains, now that we've got all of our pictures and clips and the style chosen, is to add the all-important text. So if we click on the Add Text button, this box appears and we have two text boxes, header and text. So we'll key in The Sick Rose and William Blake and save. And a box appears, but this time it's a text box rather than a picture. So as before, we just click down and drag to the position that we wish it to be in. And here is the text that we're dealing with again. So Rose, thou art sick. So we're going to add the text header, paste that in there, and back to the text. The invisible worm, save, and then click down and drag to the correct position, and so it goes on. So that's us. After a relatively short space of time, we've keyed in all of the text, we've interspersed the images, everything is in the right order, all is in place, and all that remains is to produce the video. Now this is a 30-second video if we recall, so it's not going to take terribly long. So we hit the produce video button, saving your project. Then this screen will appear. Animoto is producing your video, the 3 stages: processing, composing and producing. And here we are. Now, I think you'll agree that was, for 30 seconds, quite powerful. But in fact, I created another version of this using my own account, which allows me unlimited length of video. And I think for the $30 a year price tag, it just allows you much more room and space to create films that give prominence to text and image and sound. And I do think for the price tag, it's decidedly worth it.